Hello my creative peeps and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing an Etsy update. I am so excited to finally be bringing this to you guys. Things have been absolutely crazy over here on my end with my summer job. It's in full force, so I haven't had a ton of time to work on Etsy, but I'm finally bringing you more journals and some awesome new things to my shop that I have not brought to you before. So I hope you're just as excited as I am. I do have 3 journals that are going up this time, but I'm going to save them until the end because I have other things that I want to show you first. So I'm going to set those aside while we talk about these other things. I do have my notes over here, so hopefully I don't stumble on anything or say anything incorrectly, but of course all the information will be in the listings on Etsy. Just so you know, I am putting this preview up earlier than I usually do. So the Etsy release will be this Sunday, the 15th of July at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have that in the description box. I'll also have in the description box the prices if you were interested in checking those out so you can budget accordingly. I get that request a lot. So, you guys might remember my ephemera folders. I did not have any time to make more folders this round, but these are Misfit folders from the last batch that I created. So they are folders that had slight imperfections that did not get made into things. So I want to give them new homes with you guys. So they just include small imperfections like in the stitching. So like this one, the stitching is not fully over this. It is secured down so you can't peel the paper up or anything. It's still fully functional. It has the 6 pockets. It also did not get inked before it got sewed. But yeah, still fully functional. Just had some quirky bits. So those will be in the description box. Those will be up on Etsy at a discounted price. So I have 2 of the larger size, which is 9 by 5 by 5.75. So this one, the stitching went off the edge here. So again, fully functional folder with the 6 pockets. It's just got a little extra character to it. So there's those, and then I have these. These are more of a standard size folder, so this does fit in a like standard traveler's notebook, like so. And these ones, what happened was the stitching doesn't go all the way up, so like there's some of them have like one hole that didn't get stitched, and then I had to glue the stitching in place because the thread broke or whatever. So again, fully functional, but you'll get them at a discounted price, and hopefully you guys can give them new homes like this poor one. Again, nothing wrong. So those will be up in the Etsy store. How many times can I say fully functional, nothing wrong? Next, I have 3 ephemera packs without the folders. These are a little different and they're more affordable when I do them this way. So hopefully you guys can snag one up. These are great starter packs if you're just getting into journaling and you need something that will serve you in all your different kind of areas of journaling. So I'm not going to go through each one, I don't think. Maybe we will. This video is was going to be a bajillion years long. But each of them is 23 pieces. It comes with some form of card. It comes with journaling cards for you to journal on, or you could turn them into actual cards. It comes with a vintage card that you can tip in or cut up. This one's really funny. They're just cool vintage cards. This one has an index card in it, some doilies for layering, a smaller journaling card, some tags for you in various sizes, tickets for layering and embellishing, a pocket. There's some playing cards, and this is one of the journal prompt cards. I have included a piece of acetate in each one so that you can do my favorite smooshing technique. So you just put some wet media on here, smoosh it on your page, and it creates an instant, beautiful, gorgeous watercolor-like background with zero skill. So that's in there. Then there are some labels for you to journal on, some fun black memo pad things so you can play around with your white gel pen, and then some embellishing stickers. So each kit is a little different. You can see the layout of each one. All the pieces are laid out in the photo on Etsy in the listing. So that one's kind of more pinky. This one is a little more naturey. I'm not going to go through them again, but like nature and gold kind of. So there's that one. And then the last one is more of like a black rose gold theme to it. Oops. So there's that. So again, you can, oh my God, there's a sticker missing out of that. Geez. Well, just be aware, there's a sticker missing. It must be stuck to the back of one of the ephemera pieces in here. So apologies for that. That's embarrassing. So there are the ephemera packs that I will have available this time. You guys know I love to like make layers and stuff, so I tried to include everything I would use making a layer or like a card or a journal page or whatever. Next, I have something totally new, which I'm really excited about. So my aunt found me a bunch of vintage cookbooks, and I thought it would be fun to put together like a mini journal pack. So basically these are the foundation pages you would need for a recipe themed cookbook type journal. I have included a recycled A5 insert cover for you to jump off and start off with. And then there are recipe cards that you can use to embellish your journal. So it's a great jumping off point to starting your own cookbook themed insert. I'd love to do more of these in the future if I can find some other themes, but I think it's just like a cool little base kit. So it comes with obviously the recycled insert base in the A5 size. Then we have 10 so I've taken them apart so you can put them in as a signature like so. You don't have to fold them or anything. There are 10 of them from various sections of the cookbook, and this is a sorry, let me get my notes. This is the Good Housekeeping cookbook from 1942. So there's some from each section: desserts, meats, chowders, fillings and frostings, things like that. So there's 10 of those. Then there are 2 pages from a 1964 Metropolitan cookbook. I think the illustrations in this are absolutely freaking adorable. I love them so much. Like, look at that. They're so quirky and cute. And they have color in them, which I thought was really cool. So there's those. This one has the index page, which is really cool. And then it also includes 2 pages from a 1953 New Cooks cookbook, and these are also colored, and they're just really fun. So you'd have to cut these down a little bit to fit in A5, but they're just super fun. vintage pages, and I was planning on making an insert myself to show you guys how I would use it and to sell, but I did not get around to that yet. If that's something you guys want, then I'll do that, but at a later date. So there's that, and then you also get, I found a set of Fix It and Forget It slow cooker cards. So you get 5 with recipes on them, and you could even follow these recipes if you wanted. They're all from different categories. That's why they have different colors. So there's those to use, and then there are 3 blank ones in there. And then you could you take this and add some blank pages of your own, shove a couple envelopes in there, and you have an insert, which is super cool. So I have 6 of these available in the Etsy shop. You will not get to choose which pages you get. They will just be sent to you at random there, a random assortment, but it's the same types and amounts, obviously. It's just obviously not every single one is going to have this quick bread page, if you get what I mean. So that is those. Really excited to hear what you guys think about those, and I'm excited. Yeah, I'm just excited. So let me, can I go back? Can you go back in? There you go. Okay. So there are the starter journals. Then last but, oh no, not last, just kidding. I have put together along the same lines some vintage ledger packs. Now this is a vintage ledger from 1896. Just let that sink in for a second. 1896. You can see it right there. They wrote the date at the top. These are used ledger pages. They have been written on in what appears to be fountain pen, and they are gorgeous. Some of them have blank spaces. Some of them are more fully written on. But again, I have taken this ledger apart very carefully in these signature pages for you, so you can cut these down to size and bind them into your journals just like I do. So in each pack there are 5 full fold out complete signature sets, whatever you want to call them. So there's 5 of those, and then there are 2 sheets that are not connected in the middle. So 5 whole ones, 2 loose ones, and of course it will come protected in this folder that I have made for them, and I'll put a paper clip on it. But they're just so cool, you guys, and I'm so excited to finally be able to share these with you. You guys always ask me where I find my ledgers, and apparently you guys can't find used ones. You can only find blank ones, so I'm super excited to share these with you. I believe I have 9 or 10 of them, but I don't know how fast they'll go. So those will be in the shop. And then, I know, crazy, there's more. My aunt has a friend who owns a bead shop, and she so kindly made me a couple charms to use on journals that I was making, and then kindly made some for me to pass along to you guys. So they are handmade by this lovely lady. Her name is Anita, and she has sold them to me to sell and share with you. So they're just absolutely gorgeous. They have the lobster clasp at the top. You can use these all kinds of ways. Sometimes I put them on my keychain ring because I don't know why. That's where I always put like my dangly things, is on my keychain ring. But you can also put them on your traveler's notebook easily as a traveler's notebook charm. You could put them on the front string there, like so. You can clip them on the binding. This is actually my wallet. You can also use them. You could attach the lobster clasp to a paper clip and paper clip it into your journal. If I was a regular paper clip, here we go. So you can just clip it onto a paper clip. It would make a really cool bookmark. You could clip it to the end of some strings that hang down in your book or planner. So you can just clip it on like so. Looks super freaking cute. You can also clip it on to the closure, which I have done for this journal, which I will show you guys after. But it's just attached to the closure here. Super cute. So there are several different varieties and colorways. You can see them all close up on Etsy, of course. But I have 2 of each design. So just super cool. This one screams sea to me, like the ocean. Love that. I love this one. These I think would be, this is also like an ocean one, but this is kind of like a bohemian, reminds me of a bohemian journal a little bit. So does this one. I'm waiting on my bohemian packs from I'm a Cool Mom, so maybe that's why I'm thinking of that. But really cool. And then these remind me of seashells. Love those. So those will be available in the shop. And then last but not least, finally, we are to the journals for this round. Okay, I'm going to try and go fast because this video is already uber long. But this one is, let me get my notes. This one is called Mermaid Dreams. It is a soft cover journal, just like the companion to my pirate insert that I made for my pirate journal. So on the front here, I have this collage. I have this spoon because it reminds me of like Ariel. I have this little seahorse charm clipped on the front here, lace collage, and then this here is a pocket, so you can put ephemera in it. You can put your fountain pen in it. If you wanted, you could put your phone in it, which I'd show you, but I'm filming on it, so I can't. But I am obsessed, and I'm happy to share this with you guys. I was working on another one, but I did not finish it before this, so it will just randomly pop up in the coming weeks. So make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, so you don't miss when I release that one. But let me take you inside. So it is a soft cover 9 by 6 with a 1/2 inch spine. It has this front pocket here, which contains this little booklet here, which you can use for literally anything you want. You can write quotes in it. You can use it as a grocery list maker. You can stick it in your purse if you really need to heart purge one day and you forgot to bring your journal with you. You have that. You can stick private photos in it, whatever floats your boat. Then there are 2 library cards. This is one from my printable set, which you can find in my Etsy shop, and this is a real library card. So those are tucked in the front with the booklet. And then, of course, the matching tabs that I like to include. Now, I put the vellum pocket, this is Mermaid vellum. I put the vellum pocket in the front for you so you can collect all of your ephemera. Maybe you're taking this on vacation. And you can store it in there until you are ready to use it. Now, this has 38 pages, which is 76 sides. The vellum pocket, 6 other pockets. Midori MD paper in graph and plain, Tomoe River paper, some heavier weight graph paper. It has digital prints by Amy Joy Studio, which I will leave linked in the description box below so you can check her out. It also has vintage pages from a Navy ship type book. It has over 30 pieces of ephemera. So let's get into it. This envelope is filled with extra ephemera that did not quite fit in there, and they were small pieces. So you will get that envelope with the extra stuff in it. This is one of those vintage ship pages, the Navy pages I was telling you about. These are the beautiful digital pages from Amy Joy Studio. There are some fun little tag pages in here. I got this inspiration from Nick the Booksmith. I have dyed the back of most of the scrapbook paper in here. You saw me do that in my Creative Week video, which I will leave linked. But really fun. It's got some iridescent to it and these beautiful like watercolor looks. So love that. Then there's a little tuck spot here on one of the vintage ship pages, and this is a graphic 45 paper there. This is the graph paper. Here is a pocket that I have created, and there's tons of stuff in here. I love this card. I don't know why I feel compelled to put it in this journal. It's really hard for me to let it go, but this is a gorgeous tarot card. So, you lucky star, you'll get this. So, I have filled all the pockets with ephemera. That's what I've decided to do now instead of clipping it in so that you can get a real feel for how many blank pages there are. I also love this piece of ephemera here with the mermaids on it. And then this is a super vintage weathered playing card, which I just think is so cool. So that's in there. There are 3 signatures in this, in case you're wondering. Some more of that gorgeous ink and dyeing. Some more of the digital papers. I tried to include lots of blank space, and if you are unfamiliar with me or my journals, the Midori MD paper is water friendly, just like Tomoe River paper is. So you can use watercolor, you can use acrylic, you can use most wet medias on it. I have not found anything other than Cookbooks that bleed through. So don't hold me to it, but that's just a little, that's why I use that paper. So, and then there's the back and that. I will leave an option on Etsy for you to add a closure to this if you wish. The closure will be in this white iridescent type ribbon. So for a few additional dollars, you can get a closure on that if you would like. But I also thought it would work well just as an insert, so I didn't put one on it. So that is Mermaid Dreams. So much for being fast, right? This one here is Holo Dreams, like holographic. This is a kind of moon, star, dreamy type inspired journal. I really like this cover because it says Crescent Moon. No, sorry, the Crescent Library on there with a moon. This is obviously a recycled book. And this is where I've used one of those charms that I was telling you guys about. So it has this gorgeous closure on here. And then you can either adjust the charm so that it rests in the front, or you can adjust it so that it rests kind of on the inside as you open it, which I think is super pretty. I think, now this is just like drool worthy. Like, it's so hard for me to get rid of these, you guys. Not get rid of them, but it's hard for me to sell them to you because I just want to keep them all. So we have another pocket here in the front with some fun journaling cards. This one says, "For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams," by Edgar Allan Poe. So there's that. And then there's this gorgeous holographic paper. When I found this, I immediately had to get the entire pad. It is so pretty. You guys might remember seeing me make these. These are the meteorological record book pages from 1817. I have backed them on some black cardstock with some stitching to make journaling cards. So there are a few of those in here. This is also the hand-dyed blue paper that was in the Mermaid Dreams journal. Let me tell you about this first for a second. It is 8.25 inches by 5.25 inches. So roughly a 5-ish size. It has a 1.75 inch spine. There are 8 pockets, 1 vellum pocket, and a front and back tuck spot. There are 44 pages, 88 sides. There is blue dyed scrapbook paper, Midori MD paper, Tomato River paper, vintage ledger paper, graph paper, and over 25 pieces of ephemera. There are the vintage meteorological record pages and journaling cards as well. Sorry, my voice is getting all funky because I'm not used to talking a lot, and I have a crazy tickle in my throat right now because of it, so apologies. We're almost done. There are 3 charms on the side, paperclip charms, sorry, in this journal. So this one is a star. I will try to go through this one again relatively fast, but I tried to leave a lot of room for writing. It has these fun pockets with this. This is an amazing postcard. Just super cool. My aunt found these on Amazon, I believe, in a set. So she was kind enough to give me a couple to use. So that's in there. Love that paper. This one is a little chunky, but they kind of all are, just because I've loaded it with ephemera already, obviously. Lovely tuck spot. Love those moons. This is probably my favorite paper out of the entire pad. Here is your matching tabs, some more of those tag pages, and this is a paperclip charm that says Dream. This has 5 signatures. So here is a page. This is from the same meteorological record. I have backed it on black cardstock because the paper is way too fragile to bind in itself. It will just tear. So you have a page of that. This is a real authentic vintage envelope that I have stitched around and stuck in there for you as a pocket. Vintage ledger, the other side of that, and then more of those cool tag pages, another paperclip charm in the star, an envelope that I made to put in here, and then this vellum pocket is in the back. There is another one of those meteorological record journaling cards, but again, I put it in the back so you can use it as a ephemera catch-all. And then you have a back pocket here with a library card and another one of those booklets. And this is actually Midori MD paper, so you can bring this out and do mini like watercolor sketches on it, and it would be totally fine. So that one is Holo Dreams. And then last but not least, I know all of my Patreon peeps are like itching right now because they got to see the sneak peek of this release and this next journal. Like, so many of them want this journal. And honestly, I don't blame them. If I was going to keep any of them for myself, it would be this one. And they only saw the front page, so wait till you guys see this flip through. I'm in love with this journal. I'm just calling this my creepy journal because I don't know what else to call it. This is a very beat up book. It had some holes up here, which I have repaired with this tape. It was in a discard pile, so this is an authentic discard stamp and label here. It was from a school. I have made this clip closure here that goes on like so, but if you did not like the closure, you can take the closure off, clip it to the binding here, and make a charm out of it. Now this clip comes open, so you can take this off this paper clip and it would just be a charm for you that says Imagine. So I thought that was cool. You could do it either way. I love this. It reminds me of like a creepy apartment house number, and then you have the very mysterious ship there in the background. And this is a bit of textile. So inside I found a digital paper kit from oh my gosh, Amy Joy Studio, which is the same lady who makes all the mermaid ones and stuff that I use, and I fell in love. It reminded me of my obsession with abandoned places. So that is what inspired the creation of this journal. Again, in the front, I have some library cards. This is from my digital pack as well as this one, but this one says Investigating the Biological Foundations of Human Morality. I don't know why, but this is just my favorite one, and I want to use it in all the journals. And keeping with the mysterious, creepy theme, I thought it was good. There are some matching tabs for you. This is from that paper. This journal is 8.25 inches by 5.5 inches with a 2-inch spine, and it just fits in this pocket here. I have stitched the vintage envelope to reinforce it, so you don't have to worry about that. Again, lots of blank pages for journaling in this one. See, love this like abandoned western old town feel. It's just so cool. I'm like in love with this journal. This is a beneficiary fund assessment form. This is authentic vintage, and this is a really fun like person paper clip. Just want to point that out. I have a vintage first aid book. I don't remember what year it's from, but I took out some of the diagrams and backed them on some paper, like the inside paper from this book. So it says discard on the back, and it just has a Tim Holtz index clip. Love that. Would make a fantastic journaling card. Again, no real reason, just that's kind of left of center and creepy. This doesn't really fit, but you'll see why I put it in when you see the other side. I just couldn't help myself. A skull here with a cut off raven sitting on his head. Here we go. Look at that eyeball. Do you see this eyeball? It is so pretty. Love it. This is some weird photographs. Another page from the original book. This is a page from a tools book, vintage tool book. Then we have some maps that were from a vintage like war maps journal where they charted the merchant ships and stuff. So that got thrown in there. This is a vintage illustration from a book. I have just sewn around it to make it like a journaling card, but this guy is just super interesting. I don't know what his story is, but He's really cool. And then some of the Nick the Booksmith file folders that I love using. And another one of those vintage first aid things. More of that map. This is a vintage envelope. So it's a double pocket. There is the envelope pocket part, and then there's a pocket behind the envelope. And there's a tarot card in there for you. These are the Tim Holtz vintage photos, so they're not real vintage photos. They're the Tim Holtz playing card version. Super sturdy. I love those. A really interesting, creepy page. It actually was supposed to print this color, but my printer went all wonky, and I had to include it. It was so cool. I love this photo, too. This is like a vintage photo. These people are just sitting in chairs outside their house. Like, what were you doing, you know? Like, just super cool. So here's some more. I can show you this better. These are the Tim Holtz cards. It's like super, super thick. Love those. There's the other side of that wonky thing. And then this is a book page from a book about birds, but it looks like super sketchy. Like your eyes are like, you know. So there's that. And then this is a page from the first aid journal, from the first aid, vintage first aid book, which I have glued onto there. More of the vintage envelopes. So yeah, this one, super funky. Love this journal so much. So there's the other side of that. And then I just have this very vintage playing card of the Joker kind of clipped in here. Oh boy, guys, thank you for sticking with me until the end of this. I like can't even talk now. So again, the Etsy release will be Sunday, July 15th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Link is in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments below what your favorite thing was that I showed you and what you're most excited about. If you agree with my patrons, it's probably this. But yeah, thank you guys for supporting me on my Etsy shop. It means everything to me. Your support is invaluable, and just your support here on YouTube is wonderful too. So I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Have a great week ahead, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.